Hey Pickstar, how you doing? Hey friendly girl, are we live? I'm guessing I'm live. I'm right now looking, you see, at my YouTube screen and it says you are not live, but your comments are coming in, meaning I am live. Sometimes Pickstar, I friggin' hate technology, right? When technology plays ball, I love it. When technology don't play ball, boy does it get me like stressed out. So I'm just trying to check, am I okay, I think I'm live. I think I am live, which is kind of good. Cool. How are you all doing? And by the way, did you like the video that I put out today about custom fields and repeater fields that you can do for free inside of WordPress? Hey, Abhishek. Hey, John. You can do custom fields and repeaters for complete free inside WordPress once you enable a particular setting, and you can get them to feed through, boom, onto your WordPress pages, your posts, your single post template, your loop grid. Doesn't matter if you're using Elemental, Bricks Builder, or whatever. This is like, for me, game changing in terms of like, look, I'm not taking anything away from ACF, right? If you really want to get some powerful custom field features, you got to go to pods, you got to go to ACF, you got to go to other, methods or tools. You got to do that. You want to do a really bespoke image gallery, ACF, all that. You got to go for them, right? Of course, why not? You got to do it. But if you just want to feed through like one custom field, I mean, look, let's say you wanted just one custom field for your post, right? Or you wanted one repeater field for your post. Obviously, a repeater field might be many, but you just wanted to get that through. Hey, Awolo. Hey, Maddie. Hope you're all okay. You just wanted to do that. You can now do that for free just within your WordPress. No code. Nada. No code at all. Right? Nothing at all. If you then want to show hey Phil, how are you? If you want to show the custom field on your post, again, you don't need any code. But if you want to show the repeater field with all of the entries, you're going to need a snippet. But I gave you two versions of the snippet, comma separated and as a list. And you can have the bullets, you can get rid of the bullets. I've basically showed you everything, right? I even showed you the CSS styling if you needed to go down that road. It's all in there. And by the way, Phil, I hope you saw the video I put out. If you have not seen the video I put out, right? Hey, Cater Studios. Hey, Karen, how you doing? If you have not seen the video that we put out today about custom fields and repeater fields, then stop watching this, right? Close this down, go over to our channel and go and watch that video. Because, hey, Nick, have you seen it, Nick? I'm so hyped up and pumped, super excited about that video I put out about 12 hours ago. Have you seen it, Nick? I mean, I think I'm going to go on and on about this for the next 2 days, right? Custom fields and repeater fields all within WordPress, no extra plugin. And you can get it to feed through onto your loop grid, your single post template. Does not matter what page builder you're using. Da, 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 da. I'm telling you, right? Yeah. I'm telling you that this has been on my mind for nearly a year. I kept going, okay, there's got to be a way that we can do custom fields. There's got to be a way without relying on a snippet. There's got to be a way to do a repeater field. There's got to be a way to get it onto your loop grid or your single post without you purchasing Dynamic Ooh. Now, Dynamic Ooh is really, really good. But do you know how many people I know, okay? I don't know the numbers, but a lot of people are buying that plugin just to show the repeater field in their single post template. What is going on there? You shouldn't have to spend $40, $50 just for show the repeater field in a single post template. You shouldn't have to do that. But that is what so many people were doing. Hey, Kalali from France. What is the weather like in France? How are you doing? So many people, right? And now It's all built in. Oh, by the way, if anyone does want to join the live chat, you do have to talk though, right? You do have to contribute. If you're just going to sit there, I will beat you out. Don't take it personally, but that's just the way it is. Um, I'm currently looking into MotoPress, the appointment booking plugin, because there's a lot of stuff you can do for free on there, and I'm just trying it out. There's a little bit of a compromise when you use it with Elementor, and I'm just trying to find a good way of presenting it. But I am trying out the MotoPress plugin at the moment. Kalali says it's fine and it's raining. Hey, it's been like that on and off really for the last week in Leicester, in the UK as well, Kalali. How are you doing? Yeah, so look, anyone who's not seen the video yet, don't forget to smash the like button on that video and this video. Hey, John, good to have you here. Smash the like buttons. But if you've not seen the video, go and watch it, right? Cater Studios MotoPress, not Multipress, it's MotoPress. Free plugin. I'm trying it out. I'm like this with it at the moment, but I hope to get a video out soon. Hey, John, how are you doing? What are you up to? Are you in Leicester at the
Well, I am. I am, but don't worry, I won't knock on your door.
I'll have to turn the lights off.
But
I'll have to duck down while I'm live, so you know I'm here, but I'll pretend I'm not here.
and the grey top, take note, folks, matches the background and his glasses. He's colour coordinated today.
No, do you know what? I just put this on because I couldn't be bothered to iron my other one. I was I wore this yesterday. I'll just put it on. I hope you like. Hey, Tara Kangas. I hope you like the video I put out as well about the. I don't know if you've seen it or yet or not about the whole custom field and repeater field without using third-party plugins. But I have to put a warning out there and go. I'm not saying don't use ACF. You're still going to need that for fancier stuff, but for basic, this now has saved you a couple of plugins maybe and a couple of premium annual costs as well. So I reckon there's going to be a lot of plugin companies out there that are going to go, shit, what is Imran going to find out next? What is he going to do that's going to damage our income stream or something like that? But yeah, have you seen it? Oh, we just lost John. We just at the point I asked John, he jumps out. I think that was all staged. I think he did that on purpose. If he jumps back in, I'll add him in. Nick says custom fields are not as easy as they are with the classic editor. You need to remember the key and write correctly. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And it was like, what surprises me is that setting has been there a while. Now, I don't know how long it's been there, but it's been there a while. And I kept thinking, yes, Nick. So they were talking about obviously the media settings. They were talking about the what is it? The conversion. So you can start to convert Shopify websites. I need to see it. I mean, I am intrigued by the media one where eventually they're going to be allowing your images to convert to WebP with extra settings, and I'm really excited to see how that takes off because I feel like that is where WordPress was lagging behind. Why should we have to rely on a plugin to do This should all be within. Don't worry, John. But when it comes to the custom field, does anyone know how long that preference setting has been out? Because if it's been out a while, I never found it because I never bothered. I don't use, well, I lie. We do use the block editor when we're creating a post, but we do it just to go title, content, image, and that's all we do, right? You know, that's all we do. But at some point, that setting was in the preferences, right, for the custom field, and you kind of go, how long's it been there? Does anyone actually know? Yes, well, Phil, yes. So in WordPress, when you go to a post and you hit the three dots, you know, the ellipses or ellipses, whatever you call them, and then you go to the settings, there's preferences, and inside of preferences, it's got custom field. Phil, go and watch the video, right? Go and watch the video I put out today and it will make perfect sense. Everything I'm going to say in that video, you're going to be like, yeah, I knew that. But please do go and watch the video. Nick says he's excited to see the new APIs. It's going to take a while, but it's a good. Yeah, look, this I think, right, is really, really important. I think that we rely too much on third parties to do some basic stuff with what I call WordPress admin, images, certain settings, certain integrations. And I've always felt like WordPress should have been doing that from the get-go. The plugins are more to enhance, but when it comes to like, optimizing and stuff like that, that should all be done within WordPress, Phil says the custom field setting has been there forever. Now, I am ultra shocked that I did not know that. I've been using WordPress for 19 years. Hang on, let me get this right. 2004. Yes. Wow. Oh my God. February 2024 will make it 20 years that I've been using WordPress. February 2024. It's just around the corner. 20 years I've been using WordPress. How come I have just discovered that flipping setting like Saturday? Can you believe it? Saturday, I'm messing around. I'm going, I'm trying to create. How can you feed through repeater fields with an easier code, or can we not have to use the code or whatever, right? Blah, 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 blah. And then by chance, I just went through the WordPress settings and all of a sudden, boom, there it is, custom field. Seriously, who here knew about that setting? If you knew, say you knew, right? I'm not going to say anything to you, but if you knew, say it. Phil obviously knew, right? Because he does a lot of full site editing and raw HTML editing. He's a proper coder. He loves to dabble with code. He likes to have a shower in the code. He knows that. But did you know that? Did you know this? I'd love to know. Please do let me know in the comments. And if you don't have a clue what I'm talking about, the video that we put out 12 hours ago, please go and have a look at that, because it changes everything. It really does. Okay, it really, really does. I've got people who I know, they could do with repeater fields on their website, but they don't want to pay for ACF Pro. Then we have to go down the road of, okay, then we're going to show it in a single post template and blah, 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 blah. And then the costs start to add up, okay, with regards to ACF Pro. Then you might need dynamic OO, or you might use a code snippet, but that might not perfectly, it might not do exactly what you want to do. So you do end up going down the dynamic OO routes. It's 50-50. To be able to do all of that, I mean, what is the cost of ACF Pro now? Run it by me. What is the cost of ACF Pro? $49, $59? What is it? One license. What's the cost of Dynamic OO? $49 something dollars? So have we just condensed $100 into zilch? Remember though, this is for basic fields. So if you're doing more than a basic field, text and number, this is perfect. If, however, your field is going to be something a little bit more, you might want to consider the other solutions. Now, I do mention in the video, if you get the image URL, you can still have an image. It will feed it through. If you go and stick in a URL, it will feed it through. All you've got to think about, though, is the presentation. So if you're going to stick in a URL, you're going to have to do the HTML, the href and all of that. So you get the label and then the link. So it shows the label, and then you can format it with the CSS that I've given you inside the video. It's all there. With the image, again, if you do the image source and then you do the width and height, blah, 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 you can control it. If, however, you're going to do something a little bit more fancier, like an image gallery, and certain other types of fields, I can't really think of any, I would recommend you stick to ACF. But there's nothing to stop you using ACF and this custom field solution for your repeater if you don't want to go and get ACF Pro. Like, God damn. And the fact that we get to use code snippets. I know that's going to make our friend Verdi very, very happy. You know me, I love supporting Code Snippets Pro and the whole Code Snippets team. I love, they're a great bunch. And I love, I am with an amazing crowd of people at the moment. I want to tell you that now, right? I'm connecting more with the Rank Math group. I'm well connected with Elemental people, and I love that. There's so many nice people. It's great, you know, the Code Snippets team as well. And I'm connecting with a few other companies as well, just here and there. And I love it. Pickstar, very good point, right? Okay. It very, very expensive. And I'm not trying to put, I need to change what I say. I'm not having a go at any plugin companies out there, but when you look at what you need to pay to sometimes get something you know you need, I don't like that. It's a bit like, look, I'll be honest with you, right? How many of you, look, answer the question. I demand you answer the question. How many of you knew about that custom field setting? How many of you are using ACF Pro for a repeater field? How many of you are using dynamic ooh just so you can show the repeater field inside your single post template or a loop grid or wherever? You've got the plugin just for that. And that's when it hurts. That you have to pay a premium for one thing. Now, if the client is paying, great. But there's going to be some clients and web designers in certain geographical locations of the world where going to your client and saying, hey, look, we got a repeater field to show the social, media accounts for Facebook, Insta, Twitter, LinkedIn, blah, 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 blah. We've got all of that. But we can't show it on the front end unless we've got dynamic ooh. All right, fine, go and install it. It's $49. What? Like, what? Because in some geographical locations, the entire website build might be $100. You can't lie, right? Some websites, that's what they are in some places of the world. And then you got dynamic ooh. And I'm not having a go at dynamic ooh. I'm just saying for that one feature, it does not make logical business sense. And I'm surprised as well sometimes. Do you know when I say I'm surprised, I am surprised. Why are there not more solutions out there that provide that facility? Why does everyone go dynamic ooh? Why does everyone go here for that? Why does everyone go there for that? Why? There's no patent copyright. I've just gone and used ChatGPT-4 to help me write the code. And I said, refine it so we have the comma separated and we have the list value, and it all worked. Don't forget to smash the like button. If you can do it, do it. Hey, if you build it and they will come, or something like that anyway. Do you know what, Nick? It's like, I am like, Nick, right? Saturday morning, I'm messing around and suddenly I go, what is this field? And I'm starting to get excited now. I'm like jumping up and down on my seat. I'm trying it out. Oh my God, it works. And then I'm like, but hold on, what if I reuse the field? Oh my God, the repeater field. And then I went and did some research, and all of a sudden the word cloning appears in my brain. And I'm like, why did I not know about this? Why not? And I don't know. Look, I think this is like stating the obvious, literally. Yeah. You're right, Pigstar. Do you know that when you are stuck, we do resort, don't we, to doing that? It's just what I've provided back out to everyone today is so simple. I'm struggling in my head, Pigstar, right? Why is this not more well known? And it's almost like maybe because people thought it was well known, but then I go, no, they wouldn't have known, because if they knew about this, right? I mean, now, if anyone ever says they want to do repeater fields and all of that, I'm going to say, right, just use this. And if you want something more advanced, go to ACF Pro. Do you know what, Nick? It was literally by accident. I literally was like this going, hmm. And also, if you watch to the end of the video, you can have a massive list of meta fields if you're not careful with your, every time you add a plugin, take a plugin off, it remembers it. You got rank math, it remembers it. You got elemental stuff, it remembers it. It remembers, right? It will build up. But there's another free plugin that you can use. I show you in the video near the end where you can remove redundant meta fields that you don't need. It's really annoying that WordPress does that. Like Cube WP, I tried it out about 4 or 5 months ago. I installed it. I didn't really like it. I didn't gel with it, and I took it off. That was about 4 or 5 months ago. WordPress still remembered about 7, 8 meta fields. And when I took them off, and then in the video I took some more off, I tested it beforehand, so there was a lot more than what you see. But that was annoying. That was really, really annoying, right? That the WordPress file database system, even after you've deactivated, deleted, WP sweeped, all of our optimized table, it still remembered those meta fields, which I found a bit of a like, that's not good. I don't like that. But luckily we can sort and get rid of that. Hey, John B, how are you doing? Right now we've just been, well, not we, me has just been talking about the custom fields and repeater fields. Hey, Alex, how are you doing? Is it good to use that type of structure as much as possible? I would say that you only use custom field where you know you need to, number one, right? You don't use it if you're not going to use it. I mean, that's a bit of a stupid answer from me because you wouldn't use it in the first place then. If you were, I mean, look, my method or my lightweight method is you add them in and use them as repeater fields if you want, if you know you're going to need a repeater field. Is it going to add a bit of sweat to the server? I don't see how it would add any more than if you used a third-party plugin, because the third-party plugin is actually going to add in more of a dent and a hit to your back end and your front end in terms of performance, because sometimes the ACF plugin does add in a little bit like that. So I don't have a scientific concrete answer for you, but I've been testing out since Saturday. All day Saturday, all day Sunday, all day Monday until I recorded. I didn't record until afternoon time, and I was putting it through its paces, and it was working fine. Didn't fall over, didn't fail, worked fine. So yeah, I'm not going to say as a matter of fact it doesn't, but yeah, I was quite okay with it. Nick, this is what I mean, right? The amount of meta fields, right, that WordPress maintains is sickening, right? I don't get why it does that. Like, it's so annoying, right? But as long as you know what you're getting rid of, you can get rid of it. But remember, please always take a backup before you try out any method that anyone advises. Custom fields were first introduced in WordPress 1.5. Phil tells us. Yeah, exactly what Nick is saying. Basically, this is what I say with everything, right? Okay. Don't add loads of images to your media library unless you're going to use them, right? If you're only going to use 5 images, don't add 100. Just don't. Even though you're like, yeah, but it's not on the page. I know, but just keep your things lean and mean. If you're only going to use 3 variations of a font, don't load 20 variations. Just load what you need to load, right? Just use what you need to do. Hey, Ritaraj, how you doing? Phil, they just key across the whole. Yeah, I'm going to pretend to understand all of that, okay? I love WordPress. I know my ins and outs of WordPress, but am I a hardcore know it all about WordPress? Not at all. But I'll just go, I will nod my head to what Phil says there because, yeah, it makes sense. We'll go with that kind of thing. How are you all doing? It's Tuesday. Like I said, I'm trying out the MotoPress appointment booking plugin. I'm trying it out because there's a lot of stuff you can do for free. A lot of stuff, except the payments. But if you imagine you've got like a consultant or a coach or like a hairdresser, and you don't pay until you're actually in the shop to pay, whatever. This is a pretty damn good plugin system that you can use for free. The only problem I have with it is the styling aspect with Elementor. And that's not Elementor's fault. I think that's more to do with how the plugin is. So I'm going to have a bit more of a look at it today, and I hope to do a video. Hey, Andrew, how are you? How are things, by the way? How's the forest school? Hey, Nick, take care. Thanks very much for popping along, and I hope this will now become something that I or you or others can start sharing with the Elemental community, because a lot of people it crops up quite a lot, doesn't it, in the forums now and again about custom fields and repeater fields, and the answer is always ACF Pro, Dynamic OO, ACF Pro, Dynamic OO, and now we have an alternative option. Hi, Believer Thinks, how you doing? So it's great to know we now have other options or other tools at our hands. Forest School is all finished until after Christmas, thankfully. I suppose, Andrew, you know, when it's cold and raining and, you know, windy, you don't really want to be doing Forest School, do you? You don't really. It's more of a spring summer thing anyway, isn't it? It's more of a spring summer thing. Maybe, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's when it's normally done. In fact, I don't even think they do it in autumn. I might be wrong, but anyway. Oh, Nick, mate, you're going to be hearing me go on about this a lot, you know. Funnily enough, though, the video hasn't got that many views. It, you know, I get a little bit overexcited. I find a subject, I put my heart and soul into it, I record it, I really feel like I've given it my all, and I'm like, this is going to explode. People are going to love this. And then the video goes out. Hey, Michael, how you doing? The video goes out and the views are like this. And towards the latter part of today, I think it will swing up a tiny bit once America is fully awake, right? It will swing up a bit, but that's it. And I released a video at midnight, UK time. I thought, oh, I'm going to wake up and there'll be like 20,000 views. There's only about 300 views. And I thought, wow, it's not doing too well, this, is it? But then again, it might be it's very difficult. Whenever I see a video that's got like custom field in the title, you automatically assume ACF, ACF Pro, Metabox, all of that. So it's yeah, cheers, Nick. And by the way, you take care, all right, mate. I think that's one thing I love doing is that the moment I started the Web Squadron YouTube channel, right from the get-go, it was not about just telling you what other people tell you and do. It was about finding other ways of doing something. So right from the get-go, if you go back to my earliest videos, it was like, right, we got a problem. How do we solve it? We want to show X. This is how we could do it. We want to create this. This is what we could do. Maybe we could use a snippet. Maybe we could use a bit of CSS coding. So to be able to get like another oh god, I can't explain it probably. To be able to get from A to B in either an easier way, a less resource heavy way, so you're not having to rely on a third party plugin or even pay for it, and I'm not against paying for stuff, okay? All right, I'm not. It's just sometimes I feel like um, we might jump to paying for something when in fact you could have done it in a more budget minded way. So you could have just dropped in the CSS code. In fact, look, I'll give you an example. Um, there's a lot of third party plugins out there, happy add-ons, premium add-ons. There's loads of them where you've got to go to the premium step if you want to do certain stuff or show certain things. And really, all you needed to do was drop in a bit of CSS coding into your standard Elementor widget, and you could have achieved what they got and even more. Because don't forget, when you do get these premium plugins, and it now says you can make your menu do this. When you go to it, that's it. That's literally it. It's like the mega menu from, was it Elements Kit? I think it was Elements Kit. They had the mega menu, right? And loads of people were buying it to get the mega menu, but the mega menu was very restrictive in what you could do. So it gave you a mega menu, but you didn't have full-on control. And then Maxime from element.how created a bit of code. I created videos on that allowed you to use Elementor or even Bricks as well. You could do it with Bricks, you can do it with other page builders, where you had full-on control. And then Elementor then brought it out with their mega menu feature. But prior to that, everyone was jumping over to Elements Kit. The Elements Kit was very, if you've used it, you'll know what I'm talking about. When you get to mobile or whatever, it wasn't great, So I think we're all guilty of that sometimes. We just go, oh, I need to do X, Y, Z. The client wants it. I want to do it. Oh, it's a plugin. And maybe it's not because we found the plugin. It's because that's what everybody says, right? Now, I really hope that people are going to start going, no, just go and watch Imran's video. He tells you you can bring through a repeater field if that's all you want to bring through. Well, as a friend of mine in America, their website is very blog heavy and they got repeater fields. They had to go and get dynamic OO just to show the qualifications. They had qualifications, right? And they had to use dynamic OO just to get that. We can ditch it because now we've got a bit of code, whatever, to do with that. Exactly, Alex. That's what I mean. No, and you're right, Pickstar, as well. There is no 100% solution. What I hate to see, Bo, is when people, they know what they want, but the client doesn't want to pay for it. So they don't know what to do. And then they end up using a GPL version or a nullified version of a plugin to get what they want. And then they open their website up to risks and vulnerabilities. Now there's a chance for them to get what they want without using a GPL or a nulled plugin. Now, Richaraj says something. A Hosier concert. Oh, wow. That does sound good. If anyone doesn't know what Hosier is, go and have a look. Can I create... so Richaraj says, can I create responsive menus with the new Elemental Mega menu? What do you mean by responsive, though? Because obviously, though... when you say responsive, but it's not a mega menu, what do you mean by that? Can you clarify that a bit more? I mean, obviously, you mean an off-canvas pop-up menu, which, if you set the VW width to be whatever, it will resize accordingly. If you use the font clamp for your fonts will grow and small, right? So, yeah, I mean... There's many ways to do it. Yeah, exactly, Pixar. I mean, I know a lot of people because they contact me or whatever, and then I kind of have a go at them. They start going, oh, I really need to do like a repeater field, or I need to do some other stuff. And I tell them, right, you need to go and get this or do this, and what they end up doing is they keep using nullified plugins or GPLs or whatever. And I keep telling them, is this for you or the client? They go, for the client. I go, does the client know you've done that? And they always kind of go, well, yeah, we explained, blah, 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 blah. They don't want to pay for it. So we said we'd get them a free version. I go, yeah, good. But did you tell the client how you got the free version? Oh, they don't need to know. I go, no, I think they do, because they've paid you. If they find out that your version has now exposed their customer details, their orders, secret info, put backdoors for people to invade the website, you're at fault. Yeah, but they don't want to pay for the premium version. Yeah, I know, but that doesn't mean you go and install a nullified version on the website. And clients, not clients, but some builders play that game, and I really do have a go at them about that. Nick's now gone, John, but your question is, does Elementor have any plan on removing the little space? No, they don't. There is no plan. It's actually 15 pixel, John. It's actually 15. It's more than 5. I mean, it may depend on what else you've done to that text editor in terms of line editing or line height. But a standard text thing is minus 15 pixel. Or we've got a video where you can drop in a little bit of CSS and it will remove it for every text editor on your website. Just be careful though, because if you implement it, if you've already built your website, the look of it might change because all of your text editors will go like that. You know, they're all going to shrink by about 15 pixels at the bottom, and that might change the way it looks. Noam says, what do I think about Duda? I don't use it. I have no need or intention to use Duda. So, don't know. What do you think of Duda, Noam? Is that your full name, though, Noam? Or have you just put it in twice? I used to know someone who used to come to my school called Noam Chomsky. Just reminds me, just then I saw your name. He was a good guy. He was only with us for about 6 months, and then he went. He was a good guy. Yeah, so John, why do we have this gap? There is a reason, and someone told me this. It's something to do with good practice and spacing, but I can't remember for the life of me. I can't remember exactly what the reason is. But I hate it. I really, really hate it, which is why I always add in my CSS code sometimes at the start to get rid of it. Yeah, Ritaraj, clamp, font clamp. Look, we got a calculator. Go and use our calculator, and you can use it on margin, padding, image height, line height, blah, blah, blah. Everything and anything. Hey, Karen, if the client wants a feature but doesn't want to pay for it, then they don't. Do you know what, Karen? That is exactly how I like to approach things as well. So what I do is when I do the proposal, I have itemized billing. So if I'm saying I'm going to build like the homepage, and then on the homepage they say they want like a multi-marker Google map. So it's a Google map but with multiple markers. Then there is then a separate cost for that. If they then want an Elementor form or a form with multi-step, if it's a standard form, that's included in the normal. If it's not, then there's an extra cost for that. So you literally break it down. So anything that I know is going to take a bit more time, a bit more effort, there's a high chance that the client might come back and change their mind, or a bit of back and forth. Oh, is this okay? Oh no, what about that? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Itemized. It's just like everything I do, really. Your SEO, WooCommerce. You know, the cost will include your first 3 products. Every other product is, you know, do they want to pay us to do it? Fine, you pay the cost per extra product. And even then, the cost per product is defined by simple product, variable product. Do we have to create a separate attribute and backdate it and all of that? Alex has a pet peeve with Elementor, number and buy button. Oh, what's this? The or thing between number. Oh, right. Yeah. Do you know something, Alex? I think you raised this in the forum, didn't you? I might recall this. There are certain things that slightly out of our hands with how they feed through. Hey, Grandpets, Jonathan. Um, and often you just have to resort to using some CSS. And sometimes it's not even that much of a... Yeah, it's a Stripe. That's the one that feeds through from Stripe. I can't remember if with CSS you can actually control that. Or can you do it in the Stripe? If you log into Stripe, can you do it there with what it displays? I think you have to go down that route. John, is there a snippets generator that you can add script into and it create? No, ChatGPT. So you ask ChatGPT for a question, it might give you the answer or not, and then you fine tune it, you tweak it. Basically, you get it to tweak it, it chucks it out, you test it, you then say, I got an error, it tweaks it, I still get an error, you tweak it. When you say it's not working right, then it tweaks it. And I have in my life lost days and days and days sometimes. I mean, this repeater field thing, I've been working back and forth on it for 11 months. Every time I had a free time, let's go back and revisit it. And it just would not do what I wanted. Rituraj, would you know a good way of getting a conversational form with Elementor? What do you mean, like an AI form kind of thing, communication kind of thing? Can you elaborate? Or can you post that in the Web Squadron Facebook group with a bit more detail about what you're trying to achieve? Because someone might have a better answer than me on that. Noob Clowns, I know you use Elementor. Have you seen performance issues with the sites that generate... The thing is, though, I have seen performance issues with... I've seen performance issues with any type of website builder. So I don't think it matters what you're using. Because when you say large amounts of traffic, as long as you've got good caching and you've had to think about your performance, snippets here and there and whatever. I've seen websites that get loads of traffic with Elementor and they're fine. I've seen websites built with other page builders and they are fine or not so fine. So I would say, unless you got an exact example, I wouldn't worry about it too much, right? Just quickly scrolling down the comments. GitHub Copilot, obviously, Bing with their Copilot is getting better. We've got Chrome Bard. I have to say, I find it's hit and miss. ChatGPT 4 still wins. But of course, we've got the whole Google Gemini coming on soon that apparently is meant to be better. However, didn't they say that about that Chrome Bard? When Chrome Bard was coming out, everyone was like, this is going to floor ChatGPT. I've now realized that ChatGPT 4 is still better in what it does. Chrome Bard, when it first came out, was like, it's a little bit more up to date, but that was about it. It's, Bing AI. The problem with Bing AI is that it relies too much on what is out there. So it goes and does like a search to get you results. But sometimes it just it just churns out what it finds on the web. Now, ChatGPT 4 is machine learning, and again, it's going to churn out what it learns on the web, but it does a bit more thinking, in my opinion, with how it does it. Bing AI just tells you what I could have got for myself if I did a search. So it's a bit like... Yeah, Michael's absolutely right. Bard is less friendly. You're absolutely right. This is what I have found as well. ChatGPT seems to win on that side of things. GPT assistants help a lot. You can train them to be optimized. You're absolutely right, Noob Clan. Phil, you're absolutely right. And this is something that... So the code I put out today, I've gone through 2 days of testing, fine-tuning, tweaking. You've got to really put it through its paces, because you've got to be very, very sure what you're doing. And also you got to try and make sure that it's not going to break someone's website or it's as future proof as possible. I see possible. Possible. Lewis, best theme to use on WordPress with Elementor. This is a really simple one. Okay, so I'm going to let people put their comments down because it's pretty easy, this one. It's hello. Why do you ask, Lewis? What's your question? What are you trying to achieve? Because I'm going to say hello. Loads of people are going to say hello. But what are you trying to achieve? Because maybe the answer will be different. What are you trying to achieve? Hey, Artif, my main man. Have you seen the video I put out, Artif? Hey, about the custom fields and repeater fields. If you've not watched it, Artif, right, then I am disappointed in you. But have you seen it? Custom field and repeater fields. Have you seen it, Artif? Lewis, well, hello. Again, it's hello. Have you seen my videos on page speed performance? Have you joined our Learn How to Build an Elementor website course? learn.websquadron.co.uk or go to websquadron.co.uk and there's a link for it there. Codes, there's a few, 4 or 5 codes, no, 5, I think, code snippets, a couple of free plugins, a few settings, and you'll be okay for performance. However, if you build your website in a slapdash way, we'll put videos, carousels, images, we're not going to do any WebP, we're not going to custom load the font, we're just going to shove on as much as we can because we can, then it doesn't matter what theme or what you use, right? Whether you use Elementor, Breakdance, Bricks, doesn't matter what you use, your website is going to grind to a halt. So, but if you're building a standard Elementor website, then hello is going to be perfectly fine for you. Artif, you need to stop talking, right? Get your finger out your belly button, or your sandwich, or your lamb biryani, or wherever else you like to put your fingers. And you need to go and watch that video. Okay, you need to go watch that video. Because it's literally like a... And I use a code snippet further on in the video, around about the 6 minute. In fact, it's the 6 minute mark. So I've got it here, timestamp, 6 minute mark. Go watch that video. Okay, take care, Karen. Great to have you here. Don't forget to smash the like button. I hope you're part of the Web Squadron Facebook group, and I will see you soon. Andrew, if you weren't sitting with... Well, I mean, I tend to be up late at night anyway, Andrew, and I was like that, watching and, ooh, I wonder how many people are viewing this right now. YouTube notifications are a joke. Sometimes I don't... Whoa, there he is. There he is. I don't... My notifications don't always work. Like last week, Paul did a live, and you joined that one, right, RT?
Yeah.
I didn't get a notification. I mean, to be honest, I was out and about, but normally I get them like an email or whatever, and I didn't get it. And I was like, oh man, I missed that.
I'll definitely check out your video. Sorry, normally I do get a notification when you drop something, so I'll do check it out. But
cut the bullshit, Artif. Cut the bullshit. You probably got the notification for you. I bet you're thinking, what kind of diarrhea is Imran spurting out now?
He's going to be talking just about fingers and Uranus and God knows what else.
Oh, mate, you know it. You know it. They're the first two things normally. I try and cover them off camera, but no, it's just something I've been working on for 11 months with regards to custom field and repeater field. And then suddenly on Saturday, everything fell into place.
Awesome.
And you can
Is it blowing up?
You can do it for free with no third-party plugin, with no code. The only time when you need a code snippet is when you want to show the repeater field in a single post template or a loop grid. So I think it's like a massive game changer for people. And when you see how I do it, you're literally going to go, is that it? You're literally going to realize, like, why did we not know this? Why has this not been spoken about? But anyway, what are you up to? I know you got your NASA. Have you been to the space centers then, like in America?
I would love to. I'm a big NASA fanboy. I would love to. To be honest, I love NASA merch.
I do.
Unofficial merch. I
Yeah.
think
I'm a
it's all
space
so
geek.
cool.
I'm a big
Yeah, yeah.
space geek. I'm one of those people where, like, you know, when you're
If
like
you had the
5.
opportunity, would you go? You know, because they're selling these tickets obviously for like how many thousands, whatever it was. If you had the opportunity, you won like a lottery, and they said, okay, you can go into the
I'd have
space
to
with
win. Yeah,
Virgin.
that's it though. That is it. I'd have to win the lottery.
Yeah,
It'd have to be what I call it'd have to be you're not gonna miss it. You can
mm,
splash out, go there, and you're not gonna bat an eyelid. It'd have to be that
mm,
kind of scenario. Um, you know, and to maybe and to go when you know they are gonna have a successful launch. Not
yeah,
one of, can you imagine people who pay. I
yeah,
feel there must be so many people that like, do they even get a refund? They must pay. They go sit in the grandstand, and then
yeah.
they're like, "We are now cancelling because someone pissed all over the thruster. We have a leak." You know, like you go, "What?" I mean, you know, can you imagine if you got kids with you and that happens? I'd be like,
Taking your kids to space? No way.
you
Can
know,
barely manage them here.
no, but I would love to just, you know, to be able to see like a shuttle launch, you know, and then get hit by all the radiation blast as the smoke
Yeah.
comes across the land and hits you
You
in
know
the.
what? Things about space. Every day, there's always something I learn a little bit more about
Yeah,
space, and it just blows your mind. Like
I know.
there was a clip, a YouTube short someone did, and he said if he took a golf ball and he said if this was the size of the sun, like let me just put it into perspective, how far would the nearest star be if this
Yeah.
was our sun to ratio? And he was in Manchester, and so he actually did it in the video where he drove and then he took a plane or ferry and then he drove again and he ended up in Spain or some part of Spain. And he said, this is how far it actually would be,
Wow.
the closest star.
Basically, so if we think about it, you're basically saying that the nearest sun to our sun is the equivalent of whatever the mileage is from Manchester to Spain.
It's crazy. It is
No, literally. So
madness.
it's probably about what, 1,000 miles. That's it. So it's not that far then. 1,000 miles
Yeah. Oh, no.
to scale. Is this not to scale? No, but I would. For all the right and all the wrong reasons, I keep hoping that in my lifetime
Mm.
we will discover proper aliens. Because it completely changes everything, doesn't it? About what you know, what we know, what we think, what we don't know, what we believe. Like, everything changes, doesn't it? Like,
I think if I met an alien tomorrow, the first thing I would ask them is, which page builder do you use?
oh wow,
Let's settle this debate.
oh
Are you an
wow. They
Elementor
probably poke
guy? Are
their.
you a Bricks? Which one are you using?
Yeah, but they might, you know, they might poke their. They'll either poke their finger in your belly button or and go, we will show you. This is how we'll show you. We won't say it. We will just show you. And they
We'll
go,
show
they
you.
probe you like that. No, but it's something it's one of those things that like it fascinates me. Like
Mm,
and I'll tell you what. I mean, I'm going to go back to the comments, but what really annoys me is every time you find out that NASA are about to do a special conference in 5 hours' time about something they
mm,
discovered.
mm.
And then they do it and they go, yes, this pod that collected meteorite dust has landed. And I go, flipping heck. Like, what is in it? It will take 3 weeks. 3 weeks go by and you don't hear anything. And you go, so what happened? Did you lose it? What happened to the dust? You know, did it decompose or something? Um, yeah, so anyway, make sure you watch that video. Okay. Question here from
Will
Fabric
do.
Texture is Video Boy. By the way, just very quickly, Video Boy, if you go to the Web Squadron Facebook group, someone enhanced the code so that no, actually no, hold
No,
on.
I think Mark did that, didn't he? He made a way. I remember him mentioning something
Yeah,
like
he
this.
did. At the bottom of the code, there's a comment box. You can comment it in or out so it doesn't remove it. Now Fabric says if we manage to cover up brute force attack, I'm not gonna give you a bulletproof answer to that because I could start going off with word fence all in one. There's hold on. There's Ninja Firewall. There's loads of different plugins and stuff you
Mm,
could use. However, I am not going to say that this plugin will
mm,
protect you full on because I'd be lying because I don't
mm,
know it. I don't know as a matter of fact. And you can't predict.
Yeah.
I mean, my
And also
question,
get a good host, get a good host.
yeah,
They'll have like good firewalls and security software on the servers
my
as well.
question would be, why do you think? I mean, it's an interesting one. Why do you think you're likely to get attacked? What is it about your website? Is it so? If it's people who are like, "Oh, I'm going to try and access your website," if
Mm,
you've got something like WordFence, all of this stuff, and a good host, you should be okay. If, however, you think there's a high chance you're going to get hacked every day because you've got some like really hardcore product or info stored in your website, like, look, NHS, right? All of this patient info databases. There's going to be people out there who are trying to hack regularly because they want to get that information. And
mm,
we know they have shit security as it is, but
mm,
they're going to try and monitor that. So, Fabric Texture, when you say that, why are you worried? Because if it's just because, oh, well, I don't want my website to get hacked, then any one of these off the shelf solutions will be fine. Because
mm.
you're just going to get what I like to call amateur hackers and people. Oh, let's guess your login, or let's do, that's about it. But it
Yeah.
very much depends on what you. Would you agree with that?
No, definitely. You have to be, and also maybe putting yourself in that thought process of what is it that I'm worried about. Maybe might help you to, okay, is there a way I can maybe offload it somewhere else if there's some specific data that is, does it have to be sitting on the website if that's something that you're really worried about?
Yeah,
But yeah, and also having a good host, definitely. Apart from just hacks, it happens to me a lot when if you've got like a staging site or a test site that's lying around, you just get all these spam comments, and
yeah.
there's one person finds out, oh yeah, this site is, you can comment and you can do things, and then probably they tell 100 people, and then you start getting spammed. So there's
Well, it's
still
a
things
bit
like that
like
which is a bit annoying.
so they're not as prominent now, but about
Mm,
12 years, 13 years ago, there was that group called 4chan. And whenever they found out something they did not like about you, your company, your website, anything, they would literally share it in their forums. And the 4chan community would bombard your website with stuff. And they were very prominent. It's almost like they were inspired by the V for Vendetta and all of that, where they felt like, we're gonna disrupt, but they always did it in a very malicious way. But Artif's right, that as long as you do like the basics, look after your website, you'll
mm,
be fine. But if you have something very lucrative or worth something to you or your client, and it could just be data, doesn't have to be a product, could just be data, then yeah, you are going to get people who are going to try and get in and all of that. So you got to protect yourself. And yeah, friendly girl, there you go, Ninja Firewall. um I need to look deeper into this and probably do a video on it. And friendly girl, this is actually one of the reasons I've not done it yet. Mainly because I have heard about the settings being very overkill, but I'm hoping to try and get, I don't know, the time to look into it. Um, Maybe over Christmas
mm.
time or something like that. Phil says you really don't need security plugins. You want to protect your site before WordPress even. Yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
Phil should do a video or share some secrets of what he does. He says
do you know
he
what?
does a lot of it on the server level, so it'll be interesting to see what
Do you
kind of
know
things
what?
he
You
has.
are right about that. I mean, Phil, do you have a blog, or do you have like anything you want to share? Because that is something I would like to do a video on. Because I've covered off a few security plugins, but I've never said, yeah, I'm your security expert and we'll sort all of that. Because I feel like that's another level of knowledge and skill set you got to have. Um, but if you have any tips or anything that people can do on the server level, or questions they need to be thinking about, but they need to be asking their host providers, dish it out. Because I do think it is something that I think more and more people are getting very, very worried about, just about their information or their websites. Well, Phil does says block XML. Yet now, some plugins allow you to do that. But if there's any tips you've got that you feel like, I mean, you call it, yeah, WordPress hardening. I suppose that's a good point. I should just do my own research, I suppose, in a way. I was just trying to get you to go and do a blog post for us so we can just rip it off and all that. Take care, Pickstar. Hope you're okay, mate. John, what's the best way to share to the community a new code snippet? Email me. And if I do feel it's worthy of a video, I'll mention you, but make sure you've tested it before you email me and you're sure it's okay. Let me then see it and have a go. Mainly because if you share it in, say, any of the Facebook groups and it's untested, there's going to be people there that just take it, paste it, and then boom, the website breaks, and then everyone starts pointing a finger and stuff like that.
Hey man, did you see I caught bits of the state of the word? Maybe you've already mentioned it or not earlier in the stream.
What's that?
The event, you know, the WordPress event, the WordCamp, the state of the word.
Oh no,
in Madrid.
Yeah. Earlier on, Nicholas Zine was on, and he mentioned it. And there's some things that are happening with WordPress that are quite exciting. There's the thing about how apparently you're going to be able to convert websites like Shopify to WordPress. That's quite interesting. There's stuff with regards to like, I mean, there's the talk about version 6.5 as well, where eventually you might have inbuilt WebP optimization and loads of other settings as well. But there's just some stuff that it feels like now WordPress is kind of doing what some of us have been waiting for them to do, whereby we've got these third-party plugins like admin, site enhancement, all of this stuff. If they can bring some of that in-house into WordPress so we don't have to install a plugin, or even mess around with too many codes, I think it's exciting. But do you know what? I hear so much possibilities all the time. Until I know or can see it, what it does, I don't believe. I'll tell you what it reminds me of, and let's not get political here, right? But like, we could have a general election next week or next year, who knows? And you're going to have the Conservatives say we'll do this, Labour will say we'll do that. When it happens, and you know it's happening the way you thought it was going to happen, I kind of just go, kind of. It's a bit like roadmap. It's a bit like the Elemental roadmap. Where's the global classes? They announced that in January. Where is the global classes? We still ain't got it yet. So yeah, we spoke a little bit about it earlier. But I'm hoping for someone to just do a nice little blog post or something. I'm pretty sure Jamie Marsland will do like a summary video. He does a lot of WordPress Gutenberg size of things. So yeah. Azatif just asked, have you asked someone to send me a link?
Yeah, Phil was mentioning it's always good to know more. And he definitely seems like, you know, he knows what he's doing with hardening. So he's made a post. It'd be nice to read it.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of hardening he's got experience in, but yeah. but what I would say, Phil, is if you do write it, I might do a video on it, and I'll make sure I talk about this has come from you, and make sure the link to the blog post is in the video description, so it will say read more about this here, and then and all of that. So if I find anything useful from anyone, whether it's Maxime from element.how or a code snippet, I always like to give praise back to the original source. What I don't do is what some others do, which is where they pinch it and just pretend they've gone and created it or whatever. I like to give credit and praise back where it's due. Now I've been live for 1 hour 4 minutes. I know some of you are now just jumping on, but I am going to jump off mainly because I want to crack on with looking at MotoPress.
Just before you go, something which I don't know, maybe I'm missing it. Maybe it's good to get your perspective on it. This whole phase 3 of WordPress, which is like he called it like the collaborative, and he had the idea of like if you've got like a Google Doc and people can collaborate at the same
Yeah,
time,
I
is that like a big thing for people? Because it just seems to me, it doesn't seem like such a,
no, do you
yeah,
know?
this is what we need.
No. Do you know something? So when we had the whole Office thing in 2010, and a lot of that started creeping out, and then Office 365 and all of that, the whole
Mm,
thing with shared documents,
yeah,
yeah, all of this.
yeah. It caused
Everyone gets
problems.
really excited. Oh, we can have multiple teams working on the same product.
Mm,
And you know what?
mm.
Whenever we tried it, it always basically effed things up.
Yeah,
Because
that's
what
what I was going to
happens
say.
is someone goes in and they didn't know, or you got two people in, one person changes something, and then someone else has just spent 10 minutes writing a bit of code. And then he goes, sorry, you can't save that because you now are overwriting the same cell or area that someone else has done. And you'd be like, hey, my code. And they go, oh no, my code is better. And it was like, oh, flipping heck. And there was all, and it's a bit like, what I really hate is whenever you share a document to someone and you get the document back and it says, when you have a Word document, it says review the comments and you
Mm,
have to approve the
mm,
comments.
mm,
When
mm.
someone else goes and it's like approve, approve, approve. And it's like, I hate that. I really, really hate that. And I have found that, in fact, name anyone here. Think of the last time you worked on a collaborative project with someone where you were responding to notes and all of that way that you actually enjoyed. Because I can tell you now, I've never enjoyed it. I'm a bit like if I
The problem with collaborative that I've ever had is either one is you either get into a conflict with someone else trying to
yeah,
change the same thing,
that's
or
it.
because you're working at the same time,
Yeah,
you may do something and then say, yeah, look, I've done it. And now because you think everyone's working, they're just going to see it. But because they're working, they may not see it and then they leave it. And then it just delays things because they're not aware that
exactly.
you've
No,
made that change.
no, that's
Whereas if it
exactly
was a
it.
traditional workflow, you could say, hey guys, I've just did this, take a look. But
What happens, you end the codependencies, conflict occurs, and it's
mm,
literally that you either on working on it at the same time and then conflict, you
mm,
don't agree. um who's the final decision maker?
yeah,
So
who is? I don't
so
know.
so if you're going to have a designer, they design, they're the decision maker on that. If you're going to have a coder, they're the coder. When you have three or four coders, everyone has, like, you and me could write the same code for
Mm,
CSS, but I write it a certain way, you write it a certain way. The code does the same thing. In fact, let me get an example. SQL.
mm,
Hardcore coders always write with a slant. They start with their select, then they go from, where, and they write like this in a slanted way. I like to
mm,
write with everything left aligned, so I can see select from, I can see it. Boom, I get it. Whenever I've trained people, they always like my way because they can see it for what it is. But when you talk to a veteran coder, ooh, they start effing and blinding. No, 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 it's got to be like this.
mm.
And I'm going to
Okay.
use, and for me, it's like it does the same thing. It's just a different style. And so we've gone off on a tangent, but I have found that collaborative working, for me, it's
Yeah,
like,
no, for me, this is what I just thought like this is their whole phase three, is their focus. And I
yeah, I
just feel
think
like, am I
it's,
missing something? If this
no,
is
I
their
don't think,
focus of the whole
I don't think
phase.
it should be because as far as a lot of web designers go, or freelancers, or even web designers that work in an agency, you might have someone working on one project. What you don't
Mm,
want is someone else now working on another page. That, I mean, I just think it gets messy. I just think
yeah.
you could have two people working on a bricks website. Let's just say, right? I'm working on the homepage. You're working on the contact page. You will never touch the homepage. I will never touch the contact page. Right? We understand. But then
Mm,
I go and change the global class for the button,
mm,
and you're using the button on the contact, and all of a sudden, bleh, do you know what I mean? And then you're going to
mm,
go, why did you touch it? And I go, well, no, it was for the homepage. You go, yeah, but it's the global class. And it's like, who's right? Who has the final sign
mm.
off decision on that? And I just think that I think they've gone about it wrong. Because when it comes to WordPress, WordPress is not a project management tool, right? So the WordPress is the interface for the front end for the outside world to buy products or whatever. What you do with how you run your business and who does what, that is, say, Atarim or Notion or another project management tool. That's where you will do your Slack, or that's where you do your collaboration and you mix things up. But when you're actually working on a tool, it's a bit like, why has the Elementor Notes not taken off? Because we don't really need it. It's not something that we get excited for or we really want, right? So I just think that
I think feature. It's not like a magnet feature. It's a side feature, nice little thing to have, I guess.
No, and I just think that like it's they should focus more on making WordPress more robust. In fact, what they should do is make robust more secure. Make it more secure. Hey, Mark, I'm about to jump off, mate. You've come on at the wrong time. If you want to jump in, if you want to jump in for 2 minutes, you can jump in for 2 minutes. But I am going to go off in 2 minutes. But yeah, you're going to say something, Artif, I think.
I was going to say one thing which they're doing, which I think maybe they should do more of, is actually they are updating the look and feel of the dashboard, the admin dashboard, which has been the same for forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think maybe that should be a focus. How can we make things?
They did mention it. I think for 6.5. Oh, there he is. I think for 6.5 again, they are going to do something about the layout of it. I mean, I don't know exactly what. How are you doing, Mark?
Yeah, I'm not bad, thanks. You?
I'm okay. I hope you've seen the latest video I put out about the cousin. What is it?
No one's seen it, Imran. No one's bothering. No one cares.
What have you done, Imran?
If I had to rely on 2 people to watch my videos, it would be you 2.
To be fair, right, okay. Last night, I saw your post on Facebook about 11:30. I just finished watching Obliterated, watching Obliterated on Netflix, which I recommend. And I thought, I'll watch that in the morning. And I've had meetings, face-to-face meetings in the last 2 weeks with different.
No, that's see.
It's like I'm back in the 1990s.
No, that goes against all the reasons why we like to work from home. You see, we don't want. Yeah. I mean, even when my postman comes, I don't want to see his face. Just post a damn thing. Sometimes he stands there like he wants to talk to him. I'm like, cheers, and I just close the door on him, like piss off and go post their letters. We don't need to. I don't want to ask you how your day was. I don't care.
It's Christmas. You should be busy. Go on.
Yeah, I know. Like, I might call him back if my envelope is soaking wet, and I go, "Is this rain? Have you done something to this envelope? What have you soaked this with? What did you think was in here? I know it's a magazine, but it's for gardening. What did you?" So, yeah. Please. But if you haven't seen it already, Mark, please do watch, because I'd love to get your.
What's it about, at least?
Hey,
what's it about, at least? I can't even remember that now.
It's about repeater fields.
Oh yeah, I did see. It also popped up on my phone. You must watch this because it's Imran. It's like,
yeah, and you were like, delete.
No.
Just swiped. You swiped so hard, right? The phone flew out your hand.
Yeah. About repeater fields. Okay.
It's just something I discovered that when you see it, you may go, yeah, I knew that, or you may go, I did not know that. And I think it changes things with what you could do for free with no third-party plugin, just using WordPress and the only time you need a code snippet is when you want to show the repeater field in a loop grid. Otherwise, you don't even need to worry about the code snippet. It's so funky, easy, cool, and good.
Right. So I've got a repeater field I want to show on a single post page. You say I don't need to do anything clever.
If it's a single value, no, you don't need to do anything clever.
In fact, it's a repeater field.
But if it's a repeater field with multiple values, you just need to stick in this simple code snippet. I mean, it's so small, you could swallow it and it would come out whole. That's how small it is, right? It's like sweet corn.
Oh,
It's the sweet corn of Snippet, right?
Okay.
In fact, what is the point of sweet corn? Why does it not digest? What do you know what? Why has no one taken the molecular structure of sweet corn and created like stuff out of that? Because it's indestructible. Does sweet corn ever decompose?
No idea.
This is why they don't watch your
if we
videos.
combined sweet
You go on
corn
random
with
tangents about sweet
cockroaches.
corn.
I mean, of course, right? Look, I mean, okay, sweet corn, I do think does decompose, but peptic acid goes through your stomach, through your intestine, out your backside, boom. It is still, I mean, I wouldn't eat it, but it's, you know, you just flush and let it go. Right. Kobe.
I will watch this video while I'm eating
I
my
will
lunch
too.
in a minute.
I will too.
I know, yeah, and I am going to say I'm really sorry because what am I witnessing has just kind of summed up this entire live chat. I join and I see someone talking about sweet corn. Do you know what? Can someone get a screenshot? Because that literally is what Web Squadron is all about. That is the tagline for what we bring and what we do. Right. I've got to jump off, mate. So thanks to Mark for popping in. RT for coming on as well. I've just got to get on with some stuff now.
RT's beard is looking really well groomed. I'd just like to say that right now.
Oh, thank you so much.
I need to trim. I
was hoping someone would notice, but you know.
RT's very similar to me, where this bit is more white and grey, whereas Mark.
Oh yeah. No, I'm all grey.
Is more.
I look like a badger.
You do. Oh, yeah. Bless. Tuberculosis. Anyway. TB alert. All right, everyone. I'm going to jump off now. Take care. See you all tomorrow. Bye.
See ya. Bye.